As a college student, the usual things you worry about are your grades, when the next party is, or what club to join. But for Duke senior Tito Bohrt, he's got something else on his mind.
Salesforce, the company I run and I provide services to Citrix, is projecting to make over $1 million in the next year. And what Salesforce does is it outsources jobs to Central and South America. So what I proposed is, instead of hiring people from India, why don't you just get your people from the US, put them on a plane and send them down to Costa Rica. Cost of living is going to be less, which means higher margins, better return on investment for the company, and at the same time, an amazing experience for the employees.
But what traits make Tito so special? We asked Will Niver, the director of Duke's tour guiding program, who first met Tito as a sophomore applying to be a tour guide.
Tito put you up to this? I'm kidding, kind of. So when you first meet Tito, I think right away you get a pretty good sense of what's in store. It can be a bit bombastic, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. He's unquestionably charismatic. He draws people in, certainly. And I think we see that with feedback, with the tours he gives as well.
Although it may sound complicated, according to Tito, the path to success in entrepreneurship is pretty simple.
You just gotta do one thing. Find one person, 1 hour a week. If you can save him 1 hour a week, you're saving him 4 hours a month. Pretty reasonable to charge someone $100 a month if you're saving them 4 hours. Most people are charging $100 per hour of work. So $100 a month, that'd be $1,200 a year. And if you can find another 1,000 people in the industry that are working the same way and have the same problem, there you go. 1,000 people times $1,200 a year, you got $1 million idea.
Duke sophomore, friend, and fellow entrepreneur Josh Miller also provided his take on Tito's success so far.
He doesn't just take the time to do entrepreneurship, he takes the time to educate himself about what it means to be an entrepreneur, the entrepreneurial lifestyle, entrepreneurial philosophy. So he's definitely one of those people that will choose anything over school.
I think the difference between most Duke students and myself is that I suck at academics. I really suck at academics. I got a 2.4 GPA. If you see my resume, you would never hire me because I'm not that type of person. I decided not to compete in that area.
Tito also shared with us a different lifestyle perspective than most Duke students.
It's always been linear. Like from elementary school, you were going to middle school for sure, and then you were going to high school for sure, and then you were going to college for sure. But then people get here and they think, oh, what's the next thing I should do for sure? For sure. And the things they do is they either want to get into med school and they're studying biomedical engineering, they want to go to banking or consulting, and those are like their three options. People don't stop, think, and like diverge from that thinking and start creating their own life.
We wondered how other students felt about their GPA and future career.
After college, I want to go to med school and hopefully become a surgeon. In that case, GPA is kind of important to get into the med school, but it's also more about research and branching out, being part of clubs and that kind of thing that they look for. So it's important, but it's not the most important thing.
As I've sort of been more and more interested in tech, I realized that GPA is less important for that, so I've progressively cared less about it. But initially I cared a lot about it.
I think my GPA actually has a lot of effect on what I want to do. I want to be going to medical school, so obviously they look at GPA a lot.
So my sophomore year, I get back to my room after getting like an 85 on a test. And I was super excited. I was like, yeah, I'm getting a B in this class. One of my friends comes to me, he's like, bro, you got an 85? Like, don't you need a 4.0? And I'm like, why would I need a 4.0? He's like, you're not gonna get a job if you don't have a 3.5 or above. What's your GPA? I'm like, I got a 2.4, but I'm an entrepreneur. Why would I care? So I joke around. I'm like, hey, you're definitely gonna be able to get a job. So whenever you need one, call me.